For most of his life, Jelly Roll never felt truly authentic. In 2022, he stepped on a scale and saw 563 pounds staring back at him, a moment that shocked him into realizing how far his struggles had taken him. Yet the journey that led there was far more complicated. Born Jason Bradley DeFord on December 4, 1984, in Antioch, a rough neighborhood outside Nashville, Tennessee, Jelly Roll grew up in a chaotic home. His mother battled addiction and mental health problems while his father worked long hours in a meat business and also ran illegal gambling operations. Because he was a chubby child, his mother gave him the nickname Jelly Roll, never imagining that one day the name would become famous. Life in Antioch was filled with crime, poverty, and drugs, and by the time Jelly Roll was a teenager he had already seen violence and loss. At just 14 he was arrested for the first time for shoplifting cigarettes and marijuana, beginning a cycle of trouble that would keep him moving in and out of jail for years. Yet during those difficult times he found an unexpected outlet: music. At 15, while sitting in a juvenile detention cell, he secretly wrote his first rap song on the back of a commissary form. Writing became his escape and a way to process everything happening around him. Inspired by southern rap groups like 3 6 Mafia and UGK, he began creating songs about the harsh realities of his life. By 17, he had written more than 100 songs while locked behind bars. In 2005, he recorded his first mixtape, Halfway House, in his mother's basement in Antioch. With almost no money, he used his last $500 to press 1,000 CDs and sold them at gas stations, barbershops, and even out of his car. Slowly, local fans began to notice him. But while his music career started to grow, his addiction problems were growing even faster. Jelly Roll began drinking and smoking marijuana as a child, experimented with cocaine at 13, and by 15 he was selling drugs in his neighborhood. By 18 he was using dangerous combinations of substances every day. In 2006 he nearly died after overdosing on cocaine, MDMA, and alcohol when his heart stopped for 2 minutes before paramedics revived him. Even that terrifying moment didn't immediately change his life. It wasn't until his final stretch in prison in 2008 that he began confronting his addiction and pouring his pain into music more seriously. His breakthrough came in 2009 when Memphis rapper Lil White discovered a 10-minute freestyle Jelly Roll had posted online. They collaborated on the song Pop Another Pill, which became a viral hit on YouTube and brought Jelly Roll a new audience. Over the next decade he worked relentlessly, releasing dozens of mixtapes, EPs, and albums while touring constantly and connecting directly with fans. He even held unusual Waffle House meetups where fans could sit and talk with him at restaurants after shows. His music was brutally honest about addiction, pain, and redemption, especially songs like Save Me, which he wrote the day he decided to get sober. The emotional track resonated deeply with listeners and eventually earned platinum certification. Despite his growing fan base, Jelly Roll struggled to find a place in the music industry. His style blended hip-hop, rock, and country, leaving record labels unsure how to market him. As he once told Billboard, he felt too country for hip-hop and too hip-hop for country, describing himself as musically homeless. For a while he even considered quitting music entirely. But encouragement from country star Brantley Gilbert helped him embrace his roots while keeping his unique sound. That advice eventually led to his breakthrough in country music. In 2021 he signed a major record deal and released the album Ballads of the Broken, which included hits like Son of a Sinner. The song climbed to #1 on country radio in 2023, proving that a former rapper with a troubled past could succeed in the country world. That same year he won New Artist of the Year at the CMA Awards, an emotional moment for someone who had spent years feeling like he didn't belong anywhere. Even as his career soared, Jelly Roll continued battling addiction and personal demons. Over the years he had relapsed multiple times, spending huge amounts of money on drugs and surviving another overdose involving heroin and fentanyl in 2013. With therapy, recovery programs, and support from his wife Bunny XO, he eventually committed to sobriety again and began openly sharing his struggles with fans. His honesty became one of the reasons people connected so deeply with him. But drugs weren't his only battle. Food addiction became another serious issue. For years he used eating as emotional comfort, sometimes consuming over 10,000 calories a day. In August 2022, he reached his heaviest weight of 563 pounds. After a frightening health scare and years of shame about his eating habits, he decided it was time to change. Determined to transform his life, he announced to fans during a sold-out concert that he would work to become half the man he was physically within a year. He hired trainers, nutritionists, and therapists while committing to intense daily workouts and strict nutrition plans. He shared his journey openly on social media, documenting every step of the process. Within just 6 months he had already lost over 100 pounds, inspiring hundreds of thousands of fans to begin their own health journeys alongside him. Through therapy and recovery programs, Jelly Roll eventually realized that his struggles with food were deeply connected to the same brain patterns that had fueled his drug addiction. By addressing both issues together and confronting painful memories from his past, he began building a healthier life physically and emotionally. Meditation, martial arts, and songwriting became new outlets for managing stress and anxiety. Today, Jelly Roll's story stands as one of the most unlikely success stories in modern music. From a troubled childhood and years spent behind bars to selling out arenas and topping the country charts, his journey proves that redemption is possible. His music, filled with honesty about pain, addiction, and hope, continues to inspire millions of people who see their own struggles reflected in his story. Jelly Roll often says that music saved his life, and now he's trying to use it to help save others.